In the small Austrian town of Oberndorf, Christmas Eve 1818 was about to become a disaster. The church organ, central to their Christmas celebration, had fallen silent, its bellows destroyed by mice and rust. For Father Joseph Mohr, the young priest of St. Nicholas Church, this was more than an inconvenience. In a time when music was the heart of Christmas worship, a silent Christmas Eve was unthinkable. But what happened next would create not just a solution to their problem, but a miracle that would echo through centuries, a song so powerful it would one day help stop a war. Oberndorf was a modest riverside town, where boat builders and salt traders lived simple lives. Father Mohr, just 26 years old, had arrived there after a remarkable journey of his own. Born into poverty in Salzburg, Mohr had risen through dedication to become a priest, carrying with him a love of music and a talent for poetry. 2 years earlier, in 1816, he had written a poem he called Stille Nacht. Now, facing a Christmas without music, that poem would become more important than he could have imagined. Desperate for a solution, Mohr turned to his friend Franz Gruber, the church organist and local schoolteacher. Gruber was known for his skill with another instrument, the guitar. On December 24th, Father Mohr trudged through the snow to Franz Gruber's home, carrying his poem and a desperate hope. He had just hours before the Christmas Eve service would begin. Gruber sat at his desk, reading Mohr's words by candlelight. 6 simple verses that captured the peace of the holy night. With time running short, Gruber began to compose. Using just his guitar, Gruber created a melody as simple and pure as the words themselves. A lullaby-like tune that even the church choir could learn in the few hours remaining. That evening, as worried parishioners filled St. Nicholas Church, no one expected that they were about to witness history. The broken organ was forgotten as Father Mohr and Franz Gruber took their places. Mohr played guitar while singing tenor, Gruber sang bass, and the choir joined in the chorus. The simple song filled the church with a different kind of magic than the usual organ music, something more intimate, more personal. The congregation listened in wonder as Stille Nacht was performed for the first time. What they couldn't know was that this moment of necessity would create one of the most beloved Christmas carols of all time. The story might have ended there, with a simple guitar song on a quiet Christmas Eve. But fate had other plans. When organ builder Karl Moriker arrived to repair the church organ, he discovered something far more valuable than broken pipes. Moved by the simple beauty of Silent Night, Moriker took a copy of the song back to his home valley of Zillertal. There, it found its way into the hands of the Strasser family, traveling folk singers who would change everything. The Strasser sisters began performing the song at Christmas markets and fairs across Europe. From Leipzig to Berlin, from royal courts to village squares, Silent Night captured hearts wherever it was sung. Soon, the song was being translated into language after language. First German to English, then French, Spanish, eventually becoming a Christmas tradition in every corner of the globe. By 1839, the song had made its way to New York City, where it was performed outside Trinity Church. No one remembered to credit Mohr and Gruber. The song had taken on a life of its own. Like a musical messenger of peace, Silent Night crossed borders, bridged cultures, and united people in the simple magic of Christmas Eve. But its greatest test, and perhaps its most powerful moment, was still to come. December 1914, the Western Front was a maze of muddy trenches stretching from Switzerland to the North Sea. The Great War had been raging for 5 months, and the season of peace seemed like a distant memory. But on Christmas Eve, something extraordinary happened. From the German trenches came a sound that would change the war, if only for a moment. The familiar melody of Still Nacht drifted across no man's land. British soldiers, huddled in their trenches, heard their enemies singing a tune they knew as Silent Night. Soon, they began to sing along in English. The same song, in different languages, united soldiers across the battlefield. Private Albert Mohr of the 2nd Queen's Regiment wrote, "The Germans started singing Silent Night, and we sang along. For a few precious moments, the war stopped, and we were just men sharing a song of peace." What followed was remarkable. Soldiers from both sides emerged from their trenches. They met in no man's land to exchange small gifts, share photographs, and even play football. A Christmas miracle born, in part, from a simple carol written in a small Austrian church. The song that had been created out of necessity in 1818 had, nearly a century later, helped create a moment of peace in humanity's darkest hour. Today, more than 200 years after the quiet night in Oberndorf, Silent Night has become more than just a Christmas carol. Translated into over 300 languages, it remains a symbol of peace that transcends borders and beliefs. In 2011, UNESCO declared the song an intangible cultural heritage treasure, recognizing its profound impact on human culture. The simple guitar tune written in desperation has been performed by everyone from village choirs to world-famous opera stars. The original St. Nicholas Church was destroyed by floods long ago, but a Silent Night chapel stands in its place. Every Christmas Eve, thousands gather to sing the carol in its birthplace, just as it was first performed in 1818. Whether sung in cathedrals or homes, in peace or in conflict zones, Silent Night continues to do what it did on that first evening, bring people together in harmony. Perhaps the true miracle isn't just that a broken organ led to one of history's most beloved songs, but that a simple carol, born of necessity, could become a lasting reminder that even in our darkest moments, peace is possible.